Falls. Population? Well, less than yesterday. Never been so glad to see backup arrive. Hell, lucky I'm still in one piece. I need you to look for survivors. Security. Copy. Search the area. We've got 3 Janus Science personnel missing. Their knowledge is critical to mission success. We take care of our own.
God damn, don't expect me to do anything, too.
Keep pushing. We need to find out what caused all this, even if it turns out it was us. That should fit any standard pressure control valve.
Your friends are next. Who needs their face rearranged? Trick question.
That must have been Dennis Griffin. Church grounds. Good guy. Seems lucky to ground zero. All right, Riffle. Let's see what you've been keeping locked up in here. A handbrake. What the hell did Griffin plan to do with that?
Tear them to pieces.
See the face on that thing? Nightmare.
What up, Lock? There we go. My mic wasn't working. Thought it was working, but it wasn't. Just trying to finish this drill.
attract some attention. Keep the hostiles clear. We need to build pressure behind that guard.
There's an outlet. I'm tracking left and right.
Hold up. Sending text messages. Still here. Alright, I'm back. Alright, it's a lot of zombies, just don't die. Stick a move. Like a boxer, stick a move. Stick a move. Come the corner.
Best barbecue ever.
Get out of here. Alright, we need this piece.
One more item crossed off the shopping list. This better be
Let's
worth
get some more kills. I think we need 1,100 kills more for the drill. We're only gonna get them one kill at a time. I'll take that money, please. Alright, where do we go now? I'm missing a piece. Wait, did I grab the piece? Oh, I need the mangler. Okay, yep. We gotta spawn the mangler after this round.
Tear them to pieces. Well, looky here.
Somebody tell Carver I just want
Where's all the food, Buster?
both your ass.
Max ammo.
Could pack a punch this. And then we gotta let the mangler spawn in.
Nothing like a little upgrade to make a man feel young again.
Alright, good stuff. Could make this blue rarity as well. Yep, let's do that. And then I need the mangler to spawn. Why hasn't he spawned yet? Oh, I know why, because I gotta trigger this next part. Get a two-plate vest down here.
Used to the heat.
Because with the
It's
drill,
worse where you're going.
having the vest, the two-plate and the three-plate is very, 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 very important. Not that I need this, because I'm already a one-hit kill, but okay. Sure, why not? Don't die. Don't die.
So many times.
You know what I need? I need a quick revive, faster healing. Where is it on the map? Right here. I need that. I need that for faster healing. But we'll take this first. And I need a mangler arm. There he is. Sir, I just need your arm. Sir, I just need your arm. Thank you.
All that stupid fucking armor didn't do shit for you.
Nobody gave him permission. I wanted to do some zombies, and then after I'm done with zombies, I might turn this into a keyboard and mouse tips tutorial video. Show you some stuff. Show you some aim training stuff specific to BL6 with all this weird ass Omni movement.
That's Dr. Moline.
I need this.
Listen up,
Yeah, no, I'm chilling. I got Nebula on everything already. I just need to drill. Every single weapon. Nebula. Knife, bat, everything. You know what? I should just go on this roof. Yeah, the bat is a pain. The bat's not fun. I need to get up on this roof. And we're gonna farm kills on this roof. Yeah, this MP grind, it just wasn't fun for me. 2,900 headshots, I was just like, yeah, I'm good with that. To each their own, not my thing. I don't know, like Treyarch games just don't hit for me. Like, I love zombies. That's the one thing I'll give Treyarch. They make the best zombies, but when it comes to like their multiplayer experience, I just never, I don't know, like Treyarch games just don't hit for me. Yeah, bro, I don't even know if that's accurate. I looked at that sub count and I was like, bro, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's accurate. But yesterday it was up like 600. I looked this morning, it's up 1K, and I'm just like, I have no clue what's happening. Like, I have a bunch of old shorts that are all of a sudden getting a ton of views. Because even my views were up. My views were up like 2K yesterday. But then when I look, it's a bunch of my shorts that I posted. So I'm like, okay, I mean, that's good. That's what I want. But it was just surprising. You know what I'm saying? Like, it almost seemed to like have happened overnight. I'm not complaining, but you know what I'm saying? It just kind of came out of nowhere, so I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, the shorts are getting views. Oh shit, I almost died.
No more handhold.
Alright. I only got 400 kills? Damn. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Just to get this channel monetized. Like, I have my other monetized channel, my music channel. Wait, what do you mean? Where am I at? What do you mean? Where are you at? I don't understand what. I don't understand. But yeah, my music channel is monetized already, but I didn't want to start gaming on that. I wanted to build just a gaming channel that's not tied into anything specific, right? So that's where the 84 channel came from. So I want to monetize this one and not just in watch hours. I have to take a look now because the watch hours jumped like crazy in the last 2 days. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and just blame YouTube like some people do and say YouTube's not promoting me, when really the question you need to ask is, what are you doing for yourself first for YouTube to promote you, you know? Because it's easy. Everybody wants to just create a channel and be like, all right, promote me. But like YouTube needs a reason to promote you. Same as Twitch, same as Kick, you know? Same as Twitter Live, same as Facebook. Like they need a reason to promote you. So like, what are you doing for yourself? You know what I'm saying. That's why I said yesterday in your chat, I'm like, I'm dead serious. When Battlefield drops, if their BR hits, and I believe it will, I'm not kidding when I tell you, I think Battlefield might become the move for me, and like COD might stay behind because yeah, your old lives will still get views, your old shorts, everything will still get views. That's why like you gotta post stuff and like not get too caught up in the algorithm. Like I think what happens to all of us as content creators, especially the ones who've done it longer, like I'm not even gonna put myself in that conversation because I haven't really been doing this long, but the ones who've been doing it longer, like, you know, everyone expects instant gratification, and unfortunately with so many people doing content and the way the algorithm works, and the algorithm gets changed every year, you're not always going to get instant gratification. You might post a video today and it doesn't get any views until next month, you know, so you're going to spend the whole month stressed out, and then all of a sudden that video starts getting views because the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? But we're all stuck in the instant gratification world where it's just like, man, I want a million views tonight. But it don't really work that way, you know? Not for everybody, at least, let's be honest. For some people, maybe, but for the average person, no, it's not gonna work that way. Yeah, exactly. They said that they're gonna, with 2042, they tried to go outside the box, right? That's why they tried to do like the specialist classes and the medic classes, and then they said in their announcement like they listened to the community and they understood their mistake, and they're gonna go back to traditional Battlefield, and specifically they thought they could have a successful game without a BR, and they realized now like unfortunately there are the multiplayer guys and gals, but Battle Royale has its own audience, and you know, if you drop an FPS game right now without a Battle Royale, you're gonna suffer. And look, Battlefield suffered, X-Defiant suffered. I'm sorry, but you need a BR right now. You need a BR right now, even if that's not your company's philosophy. You're not gonna survive the FPS market without one. You can still do your multiplayer stuff and your ground war stuff, but you need a BR. Look at what happened with Halo. Halo died damn near instantly. Oh, we don't need a BR. Great. No one played it. No. They said it's not going to be Extraction. They said it's going to be Battle Royale. Battle Royale. Because they have the Extraction one. It's the one we played. The one in 2042 was Extraction. And that didn't call people. Because the problem with people is like, yeah, Extractions have their audience too. But it doesn't drive the game. Extraction shooters don't drive games. It's just the truth, you know? Like, we played it, we enjoyed it, but you know, we can't keep the game alive. Not enough people could keep it alive with just extraction. But I trust that Battlefield is gonna deliver because Firestorm, when they did try that BR, even though it was World War II era, yeah, Hazard Zone. When they did try Firestorm, it was good. Like, it played well. It was graphically, it looked good. Granted, it was World War II, and you know everyone's kind of tired of the whole World War II thing. But they had the foundation for it. They had the base for a BR, a good BR. So imagine, and they already said the next Battlefield is going to be modern, right? So now imagine a modern Battlefield with their Firestorm BR logic. I think it's a go. I think it's an automatic go. And like I said, man, if Call of Duty don't change and the cheating is still the same, and you know you can't tell who's hacking and who's not, and just the bad audio and the bad FPS and the glitches and the hit rate. If Battlefield drops something good that's playable, I'm gonna just go to Battlefield because I don't have a reason to stay at COD if the game is bad. I'm gonna play what I enjoy, regardless. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I want to see what Battlefield does. And you know what? Call of Duty needs competition. Let's be real. Like a real competition, not like, you know, X-Defiant, like, because like no one really cares about multiplayer, man. Let's be honest, people play multiplayer to camo grind and then they're gone for the most part. Like unless you're a ranked player, multiplayer is not gonna hold you. A lot of people went to 2042, but the problem was like just the whole ground war thing. It didn't hold them, right? And then Hazard Zone was okay, but it was the same thing. It was like, okay, it's an extraction shooter. So a lot of people were just getting the little tapes, the 4 tapes that you had to get, and then they would leave, and that's it, game over. You weren't, you know, you fought other people, but you didn't really have to, right? Like you could avoid fighting other people, and like that's not gonna capture the majority of the audience that wants to get into gunfights. And to me, I like the gunplay of Battlefield 2042. I've always liked Battlefield gunplay in general. Like even the World War ones, they just always had good gunplay. To me, I've never had a problem with the way Battlefield built their games. Man, I think a lot of people are looking to leave. I just think everyone's on the same boat. It's like, yo, just give me a reason. Everybody's ready to jump ship. Yeah, like, to me, I like the way Battlefield looked. I like the way it moved. The movement was great. You know, infinite tac sprint from the start. We never had to worry about, like, oh my God, reset tac sprint. No, like, Battlefield has always known, like, it's a shooter game. Let people run. Like, why would we make a slow game? But I personally believe a lot of people are already on the fence. They're just looking for that thing that's gonna say, "Yup, this is it. I don't need Warzone anymore." And I forget who I was saying this to, but yeah, same. I wish they have like some kind of like, I don't want to say open play test, but at least they're willing to give people the opportunity, you know, besides their inner circle of creators. But I was talking to somebody yesterday. I don't know if it was a Twitter post or what, but I was saying like, I think what we're seeing with Call of Duty was the same thing we saw last time when Call of Duty was dying, and then, you know, really MW19 kind of brought it back, right, with Warzone. I think we're seeing that cycle again where COD is dying and like just nobody wants to accept it, right? Like we keep hoping like, oh, Rebirth is gonna save it, and it's boring. Oh, new Warzone map is gonna save it. We've had 4 Warzone maps and the game is worse than it's ever been. Oh, we need slide canceling. We brought that back with MW3 and the game was still boring. It's like, I think COD is dying again right now, and that's okay. It just goes through that cycle, and they gotta reinvent their own wheel again. But I think that's what it is, and nobody wants to admit it. I feel like we're all watching a slow car crash and pretending like we're not seeing it. I think we're watching COD die, but we love COD so much that we just don't want to admit it. But that's what's happening. COD is dying. Because think about it, man. We've been getting everything we asked for. We wanted Rebirth. We wanted Resurgence map. We wanted the game faster. We wanted modern guns. We wanted this, that, Omni movement, slide canceling. We've gotten everything we've asked for. More redeploys, more zips, more pizza boxes, more opportunities to come back, to regain, more camos, more events, and everyone's still unhappy. You know why? Because it's the game. It's the game. The game is just not fun right now. And nobody wants to be the first to say it, type of thing. It's the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to just say it like, yo, COD doesn't feel like COD right now, and we're going through the down cycle of COD. Every like 5 years-ish, every 4 or 5 years, COD goes through this cycle of it hits a really high peak, and then it just gets really stale and boring and repetitive, and nobody wants to play it. And now it's even worse because now the game is boring and cheaters basically just run the game. You're right. So now it's like double worse. And I feel bad because you got the content creators who have to play COD 10 hours a day. They have to because it's their job now, right? If they try to play, like even Teep, like Teep says it all the time. Oh, if I play multiplayer, I lose half my audience. If I play another game, I lose half my audience. If I play rank, I lose half my audience. I feel bad for those people because those are the bigger creators. Imagine if you're a small creator and you have to play COD. Imagine how miserable you must be every day if you have to play COD. I mean, look at the whole Bobby Poff situation. Bobby Poff said that the reason he paid somebody to grind his camels was because if Bobby Poff plays multiplayer, he loses half his audience. And half his audience, that's money, because this is his job. So I understand him. I understand exactly what he's saying. I understand exactly what he's saying. That's like if somebody told you, Log, hey, anytime you work weekends, you only gonna get paid half as much as you make on the weekdays. Then you're not gonna want to work weekends, right? Because why would you want half your money to do the same job? Yeah, exactly. We're mom and pop channels, so look how we feel. You know, for a lot of us, this is like side income, right? This is just like bonus pay. But what about the people who this is their only living and they have to play a game that they hate? That's a terrible fucking feeling. What up, Braylon? That's a terrible feeling, man. And so like, and that's why I understand everybody's point of view. I understand the people who they're playing COD 10 hours a day with the cheaters, miserable. I understand the people who say, no, I pay people to get my camos. I understand everyone, because I get it, man. This is a job for people. This is their income. They got bills to pay. They got kids. They got families. I get it. But it sucks that you feel that you're basically cornered to have to play this game right now in the state that it's in. And that's why I think COD needs competition. A really good VR to make people say, hey, I'm not playing Warzone today. You know, I'm playing Battlefield VR today. And the audience will still be like, great, I want to watch that. You're talking to an Eagles guy because we got the second best running back in the game right now because the Giants are stupid. Hold on, 20-second timeout. I'm still here.
I'm going to change my name to Cleaning Bot because you're just making me clean. And actually, my favorite job to do is cleaning. So thank you very much.
What up, Warwick?
I like to clean because I want to change my
Not really though. You see, you're looking at current Battlefield. EA came out and they said that they understand the mistake they made with 2042, which was all the specialist classes and the medic classes and all that BS, and they're gonna go back to their roots, and they're gonna go and make an actual BR, not an extraction like they did with Hazard Zone, but a legitimate BR, player versus player. So they addressed all that, and I don't know if you're familiar, but I was telling Locke earlier, like they had a BR before called Firestorm. It was just World War II themed, but it played well, it looked well. The problem is they kind of were so early in the game for BRs that it didn't take hold, right? So they gave up on it. But I think now they realize, like, yo, there's a big market for VR, and they need one. You know, I was telling Locke earlier, look at every company that dropped an FPS game and was like, nah, we don't need a VR. What happened to all of them? Halo, we don't need a BR. Nobody played Halo. X-Defiant, we don't need a BR. Dead. That shit is dead. X-Defiant is dead. I don't care what anybody says. That's like, they got like 12,000 active players. It's dead. You know what I'm saying? Every company who said we don't need a BR died within 6 months. And Battlefield finally admitted, like, yo, we messed up. We tried to reinvent the wheel with 2042. We tried to do all the specialist classes and medics and this and that, and no one cared. We tried the portal thing, oh, design your own maps. No one cared, bro. You gotta tap the BR market. If you're gonna be in the first-person shooter, you gotta tap the BR market, or your game's just not gonna survive. And I think all these companies are learning their lesson the hard way. And Activision, and that's the weird thing. See, so Activision took advantage of that because Activision realized we don't even have the best game, but there's nothing else by default. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what kept Warzone alive, was just, oh, hey, you know, nobody wants to play Fortnite because it's a kids game, and Apex has such a crazy learning curve that we're just the best BR by default. But look, Warzone is in a terrible state right now, man. Everyone's miserable. It's the people who stop playing Warzone and the people who are forced to play Warzone. That's all that's left. And like I said, for the people that are forced to play, it's because it's income related. So I understand. You know, it's like everybody hates their jobs, but you can't just quit. You gotta make money, right? Until you find the next best thing. Well, that's how Warzone is right now. You got all these content creators that they hate Warzone, but they gotta keep playing it to make money. And you know, I'm not mad at them. I get it. Yeah, they have a better anti-cheat. It's not perfect. No anti-cheat is perfect. You know, Valorant has the best, but even every so often a cheater slips by over there. But I could tell you what, I doubt anything's worse than Ricochet. Because goddamn, Ricochet looks like it's not even doing anything. In fact, it's not doing anything.
So when
I'm looking forward to Battlefield, man. I am. And I even, you know what's crazy? I even said this about Xdefiant, and I think I was talking with Locke about this. I may have been talking with somebody else too. Maybe it was Legacy and AP, but I told them, I was like, yo, I was like, if Xdefiant legitimately worked on a BR, I promise you, a lot of Warzone players would go over there for a while if it played good, if it ran good, because the gunplay and the gun variety in Xdefiant and the movement in Xdefiant is already what COD players love. So literally all they need is a big map. Literally, if Xdefiant dropped a big map, BR, I'm telling you, people would jump over there. I would. Because I like Xdefiant's gameplay. It's just, I just can't play multiplayer over and over and over again. That was my only problem with Xdefiant. I just can't do 6v6 forever. Like, I'm past those days. You gotta remember, I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time too. And I only play multiplayer to grind camos. Because, like, the whole 6v6 thing, it's just, I'm past that already. But I'm telling you, Xdefiant could have capitalized on that. But no, they tried to be bold. Nah, we ain't doing no BR. What up, Mel? If Halo just takes the foundation they had with Firestorm, not Halo, if a Battlefield takes the foundation they had with Firestorm and does it on with their modern setting, you know, modern guns, modern soldiers, I'm telling you, man, they will have a good VR because their movement is good, their gunplay is good, their graphics looks good. They just need the big map. Yeah, be safe on the road, Mel.
You hit me, I hit back.
What would that be? A dark zone mode? Like, what would that be, Warwick? Would that be like a BR type thing? And you know what's funny about Xdefiant? Now that you mentioned that, like, I don't know what Dark Zone mode is, but it kind of just triggered something else. So, yeah, I know that new, like, what's that new crypto game everybody's playing out there with, like, with the robotic legs and arms, and you got to pick up different arms and stuff. I know Locke played it that one day. If you think about it, that game is based on special abilities. Xdefiant already has that foundation. With Xdefiant has all the factions that have the special abilities off the grid. So, Xdefiant off the grid has all these special abilities, right? Certain legs give you speed boosts, or certain arms give you, you know, stronger weapons or whatever, grapple hooks, all that. Xdefiant already has the foundation. They have the factions with all their powers. Bro, off the grid is basically showing Xdefiant, this is what you guys could be. You guys already have the foundation. You have the factions. You have the gunplay. You have the movement. You just need a big map to put people on. Like a lot of these games already have the foundation. They're just stubborn because Xdefiant literally said the same thing Halo said. Nah, we don't need a BR, they said. We don't need one. I was like, okay. The market's going to decide for you then. You want to learn your lesson the hard way. I'm telling you, they all tried it. Everyone who tried to be bold failed. Every single one of them. I'm telling you, you can only capture the 6v6 mindset for so long these days, man. It's a different generation of gamers. It's a different generation of gamers. Like, people are only gonna play repetitive 6v6 for so long before they're just like, all right, cool, I dropped 40 kills in TDM. Oh, I fucking one search and destroy, I one capture the flag. It's like, and then what? There is a different rush that comes from playing a battle royale when you're playing against 100, 120, 150 people, and you're the last one standing. That is a different feeling than just, oh, you know, we captured the hard point and we got to 200 before you did. It's not the same feeling. It just isn't. I don't care what anybody says. It just isn't. Even people who have never played VR, when you put them in a VR and they finally get that first win, they just get that blood rush of like, wow, that felt good. Like, I didn't even think I could ever win. Yeah, Hazard Zone was Battlefield, but like, you know, that was an extraction thing, right? So like, you know, I told Locke earlier, it's like, it has a BR feeling, but it's not a BR, right? Because you can go in, get the tapes. Sure, you might have to fight somebody for them, but not always. And that's the thing about extraction shooters. It's like, when you don't have to fight someone and you can just, you know, theoretically win the game, there's no rush to get from it. Like, maybe in the beginning, like, oh shit, we extracted, we did it. But by like the 20th, 30th time, it's just DMZ at that point. It's just like, okay, just go in here, get, you know, whatever X item and get out. And that's it. Now, the fighting was fun. When you ran into teams, you know, both trying to get the server drives, yeah, that was fun. But again, why was it fun? Because that's the VR element of it. Is which one of us is going to be the last team standing? Tell you, they've done psychology studies on video games, and you know, in all the different types of the different modes and all that. And the psychologists will tell you all about like how to engage people initially, how to keep them engaged, how to trigger their dopamine receptors with certain game modes or reward systems. All these companies have done psychological studies on this, and like, I'm telling you, like, the evidence is out there. And right now, 6v6 multiplayer is just not creating that rush. It's not creating that addiction. And these companies are starting to realize it. Every time they have their quarterly reports and they see the numbers drop and they start asking each other, oh my god, why are we losing players? How can we keep players? How can we gain players? Bro, the answer is going to be the same every time, and everybody's too stubborn to admit it. You need a fucking BR. I know BR is not for everybody, but it's a big audience. It's monetized. You know, that's why every BR is free. There's many different angles on how to make money off of them. Super People. I love Super People. I love Super People. Again, that was that PUBG style, but just with abilities. I absolutely love Super People. And then they stopped supporting it. The hackers took over. And then they just let it die. They literally let the hackers just take over the game, and then they just completely shut it down after that. And it was like, yo, like I forgot all about it, and I'm glad you mentioned Super People. But Super People was like a perfect example of, they came out with a BR with abilities, and everyone I know who played it freaking loved it until the cheaters took over. And, you know, until the cheaters took over and until the support stopped. But everyone loved it. I love Super People. I would still be playing it right now if it was still being supported. I love that game. And speaking of that, because that game was based on PUBG, I know PUBG is coming out with their new PUBG 2. And it's going to be an Unreal Engine. That's another game I'm looking forward to, because I used to play PUBG. And it just got so old, and the player base dropped so much that it was like, one, it took forever to queue. You could probably still go play PUBG. You'll queue up, but a lot of times it takes a long time to queue up, and you just get like lobbies with like 30 people, right? So you know, it's like you're in a huge map with 30 people. It's not that fun, but it's like there's so many games that made BRs, and you see instantly how fun they were and how addictive they were, but you enjoyed them, and they were different. They weren't like COD. They had super abilities, and you know, the maps were big and open and different. So that's why I say, like, it's not always about the map. It's not always about the movement. It's, you can be unique in your own way, but there's just something about BRs, man. Like, like right now, you just can't beat them. I'm sorry, you just can't beat them right now. So there's so many games I'm looking forward to for that reason. PUBG 2, you know, Battlefield VR, and now you're telling me super people might come back, bro. I'd be all over that. I'd be all over that, man. I'm telling you, I've been a COD boy my whole life, but this game doesn't have a hold of me like that. I think right now with BO6, this is the least amount of like BR and Resurgence that I've played in since COD was dropping, you know, BR style maps. You know, at least in the last 5 years, let's say since 2019. We're not even gonna go back to like Blackout or any of that. Just since 2019, since the Warzone era, this month since BO6 dropped, this has been the least amount of big map I've played, because it's just, it's not fun. There's nothing that has a hold on me right now that makes me say, like, makes me get up every day and be like, yo, I want to go play Resurgence. I want to go play big map. Like, I just don't care. I'm on zombies all the time. If I'm playing, you know, I'm on zombies. And a lot of people are, like I said, a lot of people are in denial, but they know they don't want to play this. They know they're bored. They know Warzone is not fun right now. They could pretend it's not, but they know.
It's worse when you're
I'm not naive, man. I'm not naive. Yeah, and I don't even blame you being retired from COD. I feel retired from COD. I feel like I'm in a lockdown right now. Like I'm in the middle of a season lockdown. So I'm just playing zombies. And like, I just don't care for Warzone. I don't care for Resurgence. It's just like, and my only reason is just like, it's boring. It's boring. It plays like crap. And you don't even know who's cheating or not. It's not fun. That's it. Final answer. It's not fun. Multiplayer is not fun. Area 99 is not fun. Urkzistan is not fun. That's my final answer. I'm gonna look it up, actually. Because, man, I would be so excited for another Super People game. It's like, I remember we all used to play, and, like, we got some crazy wins out there. We got some crazy wins out in Super People. I remember playing with Locke one day. Like, man, we got some crazy wins out there, and that game was actually fun. Oh shit, don't die. I have fun even when we play Battlefield, when we play Hazard Zone a few times. I enjoyed it, like I said. It wasn't that the mode wasn't enjoyable, but it was just like long term. There was just nothing more to do beyond just like the extraction part of it, you know? Like I said, you would fight people, sure, but that's if you could get full lobbies. Yeah, they were putting a lot of AI into it just because they couldn't fill the lobbies. And they had a hard minimum cap, so the game wouldn't start unless they had a minimum. So after a while, they realized, like, damn, we gotta start putting in like AI teams just to get the game started. And like that's when you know, like, that's it, the game's dying at that point. When they gotta put AI to fill lobbies, it's a wrap.
Why I wake up with
They kind of tried, but the problem is I'm telling you, it's player psychology, man. Player psychology. The majority, the audience, there just isn't big enough of an audience for extraction shooters, man. There just isn't. You're always gonna have people that play those modes, yes, but it's not enough people to carry the game and make the companies keep supporting those modes. It's just not enough people to say, like, hey, supporting this mode is worth the investment of development time, financial, you know, finances for the development team. It's never enough players to keep those modes going. And that's why extraction shooters always end up dead after a while. The number one thing you always hear about extraction shooters is, damn, there's no one in these lobbies. After a while, there's no one in these lobbies. That's always the storyline. But the thing about BRs, it keeps people coming back, even the bad players, because there's always that hope of, maybe I can get a win. And there's no better feeling than that. Than, you know, if I'm in a map with 100 other players and I'm the last one standing, I did that. Like, that's the feeling you get.
blood boiling now.
I did that. I beat the other 99 players in this lobby. Regardless of how you do it, regardless if you rat your way to the win, if you use cheese, it doesn't matter. If you're in a BR with 100 players, 140 players, and you're the last one standing, you can say, I did that. Regardless of how you did it, people might not agree with with your methods, but fuck it. I won. I won. You know, and the funny thing is, you see this in Warzone. If you look at Warzone statistics, back when we had, especially back when we had like the API and we could look at people's KDs and stuff, you would see a lot of players with like negative KDs, you know, KDs below 1, 0.8, 0.9, 0.7. And I saw tons of people with like a 0.6 KD, 0.62 KD, 0.65 KD, and they had like 100 wins in Warzone. So that tells you that these are people that they're dying more than they're getting kills, but they stick around because the feeling of the win. So you had people with negative KDs that were still getting 100 wins, 200 wins, because they just love the feeling of like, yeah, I die a lot, but when I win, it's worth it. And you don't get that in multiplayer. You don't get that in multiplayer. If you go fucking 20 and 50 and you go negative, it doesn't matter that your team won fucking the hard point or S&D. You just be like, yeah, fuck it, I fucking went ultra negative. There's no satisfaction in that. You know, like in Warzone or in a BR, in BRs where you could bring your team back, mainly in Warzone. Oh, actually, you could do it in Fortnite too and in Apex. You could bring teammates back. But it's just like, it's that feeling of like, yo, I res my teammates, and even though I'm gonna die to get this res off, they're gonna come back and they're gonna win the game, and that's it, and our team's gonna win. And I had to make this, I did this sacrifice res play, and it's satisfying. It's satisfying to make that play like that, right? That just doesn't exist in 6v6. telling you, it's the dopamine release of a BR. That's what it is. And that's why I always say, like, too, like, the whole KD thing don't even matter. You know, like, a lot of people make KD an issue. It does not matter. I've seen plenty, and I mean plenty of players with less than a 1 KD that have hundreds of wins. Why? Because they stick to it. They keep playing. It's the win that drives them. It's not the KD ratio. It's not the, oh man, I dropped 20, I dropped 30. They don't care about any of that. They don't care, hey man, I won the game and I only killed 2 people, but I won.
Coming to buy my week. Come again.
So yeah, that's my rant. That's my BR rant. I think Call of Duty is going through its cycle of Call of Duty's on the decline. It's not the most fun game out here. It's not the best game out here. People are afraid to admit it, and they're hanging on for dear life because they want COD to be good, but it's just not good. And it's not the first time COD has fallen from grace, you know. So I'm not shocked by it. This has happened at least twice before that I can think of. This will be the 3rd time, and it is what it is. And sometimes that's what needs to happen. I mean, look, failing is what triggered Battlefield to want to go make their BR. So it's just like, it's part of life. I hate to sound cliche, you know, but we hear it all the time in life. Sometimes you have to fail to learn what to do different. And Call of Duty has failed, and it triggered 2019. It triggered a change in the engine. It triggered a change in the way COD looks and feels. It triggered Warzone. I mean, yes, we had Blackout, but it triggered Warzone. It triggered the mechanics of Warzone, the loadouts and buying teammates back. It triggered all these changes because of a previous failure. You know, remember Blackout wasn't crossplay. So if you were on PC, you could only play PC players. If you were a console, you could only play console players. They learned from that failure. They learned from the failure of, oh man, like, instead of just doing ground, what if players could use their own guns that they grinded camos on? Though all those failures of Blackout gave birth to Warzone. And right now, we're going through that failure cycle again of Warzone is failing. So what do they need to do to reestablish the next version of Warzone? Not Warzone 2.0, the way they called it. Not Warzone 3.0, but like whatever the next thing is. You know, before it was Blackout, now it's Warzone. You know, they might call it something else next. You know, I don't know. Battleground or whatever, you know, obviously I'm just throwing a name out there, but like I think Warzone needs to fail for the next iteration to be birthed. I'm telling you, every iteration of game, a certain version has to fail for the next good version to be developed. And that's where we are with Warzone, man. That's it. That's all it is. Just, I think people overthink things too much. Like, oh, which studio should do it? Should it be IW? Should it be Sledgehammer? Should it be Beanock? Should it be Raven? I just think it's time for the next new thing. That's it. It's that simple. Remember, everybody loved Blackout until Warzone stepped in, and then everybody loved Warzone. So there will be another thing after Warzone that everybody's gonna love, the way they loved Warzone, the way they loved Blackout. I played Firestorm, not recently, but when it was out, You'll probably still queue out there. It'll probably just take a while. It does. Jack Frags. Look up Jack Frags on YouTube. He played it literally a month ago, and he put a video out on YouTube. And he said that it took him a few minutes, but it found players, and he was able to queue up and play it. So, as crazy as it sounds, there's still people out there trying to play Firestorm. And it's crazy. You look up Jack Frag's video on Firestorm, and that game still looks amazing. Still looks amazing. And the craziest part about Firestorm is that the fire circle, as it closed in, it had environment destruction way back then. And if somebody was shooting you from a house, you could take an RPG rocket and blow up the house to expose them. So it's like, yo, Battlefield, when I tell you Battlefield already has the absolute best foundation for a battle royale, I don't even think y'all understand how perfect a Battlefield VR would be. With destructible environments, destructible houses, the circle as it closes destroys everything in its path, so you can't even just like play the circle like people do in Warzone. I am telling you, mark my words, mark this date, November 25th, 2024. If Battlefield builds on the foundation of Firestorm, they will have the best battle royale, hands down. Alright, I think I have enough kills here.
I wasn't expecting only 2 more people to join me. Someone do the 2 with me.
Let's see where we're at with this drill. Damn, 1 prestige level? That's kind of terrible. Alright, so where are we with this drill? Alright, I got the base challenges done. I got 1 of the specials done. I got 4 out of 10 on manglers. So I need 6 manglers, and then we can get on to the rapid kills.
Which side?
Sorry, I'm still here. I'm reading about the super people thing. Yeah, see, financial struggles of super people 1. Oh, they got a Discord server for it. Interesting. Man, I was such a big Madden player. I had every Madden ever, man. I had every Madden ever. And I played it like religiously. Man, I so wish super people came back. But yeah, let me see if I could find. Let me see. Jack Frag. Oh, you know what? I can click on this and take a look at it. I know Jack Frags had a video on it. Yeah, see, I was watching this video. So this was this was a couple 11 months ago. But look, what up, PG? Hold on, let me set up the audio for this real quick.
I think it was the same guy that was camping in here. Like I blew the roof up.
Yeah, look. YouTube, I don't want to do surveys.
Them all the time. I don't know. There's no proximity chat. I can't speak to them. I enjoy the music.
graphics
I don't
of
know if
this
it's
game.
copyrighted though, so I'm gonna just keep talking.
The graphics of this game is just too good.
Put that MG42 down.
And mind you, this is like World War II era theme, right?
Just hit fire.
But like, look at the details of the weapons. Like, it looks good in this game. Let me see how old is Firestorm.
Weapon. I'm gonna be so bad at this, by the way. I don't remember a thing about it. Oh, there's another can. I think maybe they were working on something, but then, you know, the support ended and they just had to abandon it. Cans. See, it's all about the cans, man. One day,
2020.
the information will come out and the story of the cans in Firestorm will be revealed.
You see, so this game, this is what I was saying about this game. They were just slightly early to the BR game. So this dropped in 2020, and then for some reason, they stopped support on it. And I think it's because they were already too deep into Battlefield 2042. And so they stopped supporting Firestorm. But look at this. This looks amazing for 2020. Like, this is the infill sequence for their BR. Look at this. Look at this map, man. Look at this map.
Whatever. Oh, there's the dome.
Look at this, man. Look at this.
What's cool about this is that it actually.
If Battlefield would have stuck with this, man, Warzone would have been in trouble a long time ago.
Where do I drop though?
Warzone would have never got this bad.
What about over there somewhere?
Warzone would have never got this bad because Battlefield would have been giving them a run for their money this entire time. Look how good this looks. And this is 2020.
Superman pose.
This is Battlefield Firestorm. This was their BR.
Whee, down we go. Oh, there's the fire.
Yeah, 5, Battlefield 5.
I swear, it's still to this day one of the best looking Battle Royale maps and also one of the best looking zones out there. Because I'm going to try and get close to it, but it sounds amazing and it just destroys everything. What's so cool about this Battle Royale? It's got destruction in it. So, you know, there's a sniper camping in the building. Well, get a Panzerfaust, blow the building up. Oh God, we're hitting the deck fast.
Bro, this looks so
Boom.
good, man. Like,
Right, we made it.
I hope they're taking this as a foundation
What is it?
and building
Pistol.
onto
Is
it.
there okay, there is actually a sidearm slot there, which is good. What did we get there? There's a blue stem and M1A1 carbine. And that, my friends, is a Panzerfaust.
Yeah, it
Hopefully we can
still
do this
has
as the
people
vote.
queuing up,
Ooh.
believe it or not.
Small backpack.
There's still
yes,
people out here
small
trying to play
inventory
Firestorm.
space. Let's go loot these other
Look
buildings.
look at the lighting on this. Look at this, the building design,
Healing
everything.
syringe,
Like,
smoke grenade.
they had
That's taking up a
they
slot.
had
I
a
remember you could
very
get multiple
good
grenade
foundation
slots
for
there,
a
right?
for a BR.
If I get a bigger backpack,
And then they
maybe
gave
I
up on
can
it and Warzone
increase
came,
that.
and by default we had to play Warzone, and we just accepted that Warzone was the best out there, but it wasn't. Warzone was never the best out there. It was just by default. There was nothing else because it was either Fortnite, which everybody said, oh no, that's a kid's game, and then there was Apex, which is realistically, Apex is a great game. It just has such a crazy learning curve that it drove most people away.
Or Dynamite.
But to me, this was it.
Wait.
This was
Oh, yeah, I've
this
got
was
a-
the
yeah,
catalyst
one
for
plate
BR
armor,
right
that's
here.
the
This was
moment.
gonna
How do I
bring
put
the
it in?
casuals over,
So
the
if
sweats.
I
This
swap,
was gonna be the one.
Put it there. There we go.
Look, armor plate.
Look,
Look
going in.
how good. Look, they
Lovely.
thought of
Look at the
everything.
armor.
They even show you
This
armor
game
with the
was it
bullet holes in it.
Blackout first that did plates. Oh my God, guys, look. pink STG.
I'm
Right,
telling
that's
you,
GG,
like
it's game over.
Battlefield was on it, man. I don't know what happened.
Supply point available. Oh yeah.
Look how big the map
So it
is
puts
too.
objectives
Like,
on the map. See A, B, C. If I went and captured C, don't
look
I
at the
get some kind
lighting.
of
Look at the
supply point,
reflections
don't
in the
I?
water, man.
Shall I
Like
try and find a
they were
vehicle
on
maybe
it,
and go over
man.
there?
They were
Oh,
on it.
medium backpack. Yes. Nice. Few more slots now. Love that. Oh, hello. I can drive this over. The universal carrier.
I was watching this part of his
Oh,
video
that's just a
yesterday.
machine gun, isn't it?
There's a
Until
funny
swap
part that
seats
comes up
then.
in his video.
That one. Right-hand drive. Maybe that's because it's a British vehicle. I think it is. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, someone captured it. Oh, okay. We'll go over there anyway. Look at this thing. It's
Look at this.
crazy.
They have vehicles.
Yeah, Criteria made this, didn't
they
they?
I'm telling you, man.
Absolutely. Oh, God.
This man got rocketed.
That's not good.
But watch, this is the part I love.
Those smoke grenades will come in handy about now.
Somebody rockets you,
Yeah, lucky I found that.
you rocket them right back and
Wow.
destroy their whole house.
There was someone in there with a bloody rocket. You know what? Have it back.
Look,
Yeah, cash me
telling you,
outside.
environmental
How about that?
destruction.
Oh, I'm gonna hold. I need to heal. How do I do it? Someone just camping in the building. Oh, that is a fancy animation. Oh, I hear him, I think. SMG. Yes. Oh, he's a slippery one. We got him. Oh, man, that is exhilarating. What did you have? Small backpack. Is that a big... Oh, medium armor vest. So now I can put a couple more plates in by the looks of it. Yeah. Use a syringe and heal myself up. Is that going to heal me all the way? It's a heal over time by the looks of it. A bit more. Yeah, you don't auto regen. You think it was the same guy that was camping in here?
Look at the house. Look at that.
Okay, blew the
He
roof
shot a
up with
rocket
that
on
RPG.
it. The whole roof is gone.
What if there's still someone here? Was a mine? A mine. Let's see.
See, to me, this was another thing I always like. It's like, if you have a camper in a house, I should be able to blow a whole wall off or a whole roof off and get them to move. Battlefield already had this in 2020. Warzone still doesn't have this 5 years later. I'm trying to tell ya, man. Warzone is not the best by default. Warzone is just the best because no one else wanted to like give them competition. But if Battlefield continued down their BR line, you're not gonna tell me they would have had the best BR right now 5 years later.
I think he shot the rocket from
Like,
here.
you're lying to yourself. Look at the
Good shot,
colors.
to be
Look,
fair. What's that?
look how vibrant everything looks for a game from 5 years ago. This is 5 years ago, guys. 5 years ago. This looks better than Warzone right now. If you log into Warzone right now on November 25th, this 5-year-old game looks better. Look at the fire line in the background. Look at the fire line in the background, how good it looks. This is 5 years ago, guys.
Oh yeah, the game has tanks in.
Look how detailed he was looking at that tank down there. In Warzone, you wouldn't even be able to see that far because it'd all be pixelated.
Yeah, I think this was one of the first Battle Royale games to actually have
Look,
tanks.
look, the movement. You see how quickly he just dove out of that window? In COD, you would have been stuck up there. You can't even get through the windows. Bro, there's no way you're going to tell me Warzone is just a better game. It's just not, man. It's not. It's just we're stuck with it.
Armored vehicles with weapons in. I've got 6 rockets, so maybe I could actually take that. I remember they do have fuel though, so you can't just drive them around indefinitely. Oh, it's such a gorgeous map, isn't it?
Yeah, man, this map looks
Why- I mean,
amazing.
Why don't DICE put this in Battlefield 2042
Yeah.
as a 128 player conquest map? Just put a load of flags all over, as many vehicles as possible, tanks, helicopters, jets. Just max it out and just let people have some fun with it. Because it still looks great, doesn't it? I mean, the mountains in the background, the vistas, the water. You could even have the firestorm in the background if there's enough memory left. Right, I'm going to go to A. That's just spawned over there. Let's head there. It has squads as well. I remember playing it in squads. I think it was squads of 4. Max size 4. And this came out in March 2019. Unfortunately,
Look, March
they only
2019.
ever really did one update for it. From what I recall, it was summer of 2019 or end of summer, and they added that dome area and some flowers somewhere.
So look, March 2019. So then obviously we know what happened in 2020, right? So we had the COVID lockdowns, and then they just completely, they didn't do any single update on this. And then and then Verdansk came out the next year. Man, DICE and Battlefield already had the solution to battle royales. They had it. They had it. And I'm willing to put my money that they're gonna go back and look at Firestorm, and this is what they're gonna build on. They're not gonna start from scratch. They're gonna look at the map approach from here, and then they're just gonna put the modern soldiers, the modern era, the modern guns, and they're gonna build off of this. And I can imagine if they don't do like a firestorm ring, they might do like an ice storm ring or something. Just something, because they've always been very unique about their things.
I'm not kidding. Not kidding. Oh, someone's capturing this. Uh-oh. Dare I go in and stop them? I mean, this might be the death of me, but could also be pretty fun. They've
Look
almost
how
captured
good the
it, so I
snow
might be able
looks.
to just run up and steal it.
See, and that's another thing. Look at this map. He just went from like a really green area with water, and now you have like this whole snowy, wintry area, and it's actually snowing. It's not just that the ground has snow. It's actually snowing. Like, I don't understand who made these decisions, man. Like, you guys had it. You guys had it.
Don't want to get on the objective. Okay, so they'll be looting now, probably.
Look at
Oh, Captain
bro.
Bullseye, I'm sorry.
Gunplay. The gunplay looks good.
Yeah,
Sounds
I don't think
good.
He expected that, did he? Ooh, oh, hello, boys. AT rifle. Yes, please. I'll take that. 3-plate carrier as well. Heavy armor. What's that? V1. Okay, GG. I've got a V1 rocket. Do I need to find sniper rifle ammo for this? I think I do. Oh, here's someone.
Nah, PG. This was March 2019 PG. So this came out before Verdansk, and then they just gave up on it for some reason. They just gave up. It's crazy to me.
Oh, this isn't good. You know what?
Look at the details in the gun and everything. Like, yo, they were so ahead of their time. They were so ahead of their time.
V1 time. Why not? Let's see it. Have to aim it there. Run away. Oh, good shot. Uh-oh. Oh, wow, he's really good.
Bro, the movement is crazy. Look
Is
how
he
fast
running
he jumps
together?
over the fences.
Let's see. Well, oh, he's chased me. No. Oh, I'm bad here. I need to armor. I'm just going to hide and see if he runs over.
Nope,
Oh,
killed
he
you.
got me. GG. Hang on. This dude has got 3,360 wins.
Look at that.
That is a lot of Firestorm wins. What the hell?
3,000
I'm so
wins.
glad I
That dude
actually
that
managed
killed
to
him.
play a
That's
game of
wild.
this, though. I can't believe it.
Yes and no, PG. I could see both sides of that argument. But I think it goes to something I was saying earlier. I think right before you came on stream, where it was just like, I think a lot of people are playing COD because they have to, because there's no legitimate competition for COD right now. If you think about it, like, this was not out at the same time as COD, right? So not Verdansk, Warzone being in such a bad state right now, between the cheaters, between the graphics, between the lack of optimization, the hit reg. If Battlefield were to drop a literal legitimate battle royale for all entry levels, and I think that's the key, right? It's all entry levels, because like I said, so Fortnite is a BR, but what's the problem with Fortnite? Number one, it's third person, which you're already going to lose a lot of people with. And then number two, the whole cartoony thing. A lot of people just view it as a kid's game. So by default, they just don't give it a chance. And then you have Apex, and the problem with Apex is the skill gap is so wide that it's not really casual friendly. So casuals won't give it a chance, and it's just sweats. And then Fortnite gets ruled out by default. So then when you really think about it, well, what's left? Well, nothing. It's just Warzone, right? So everybody plays Warzone just because there is nothing else. And it is the most casual friendly BR because literally anyone with no thumbs can go play Warzone right now and still get a win. You know, just because of matchmaking, SBMM, whatever you want to call it. But Battlefield Firestorm was really like one of the only games where everyone could play it as well, just like Warzone. You could be a casual, you could be a tryhard, and it was friendly to everyone, right? And as we can see, just from, we've only watched half this video, it already had movement, it already had graphics, it already had good map design, good weapon play, environmental destruction. So if you had campers, you had a way to get by them. Facts, Mel. That's the truth. There's perfect proof right there. Perfect proof. You could literally win without killing anyone in Warzone, right? But if Battlefield were to take this foundation of Firestorm and build it now with a more modern engine, modern weaponry, modern soldiers, modern looking soldiers, because we know the look and feel of the game matters a lot. Everybody doesn't want to play World War II forever. But 2042 wasn't a BR though, PG. That was the other. We talked about that too. 2042 was ground war, and it had hazard zone, but hazard zone is an extraction mode. Extraction modes are never going to compete with BRs because those are two completely different audiences. So 2042 was never competition for Warzone ever at all. Not even from day one. It was never competition for them. It was a different game. It was a completely different game. It's a ground war. And this is what I told Locke. I'm like, I would jump on 2042, but I can only play ground war for so much because ground war to me is no different than 6v6. It's just instead of 6v6, it's 60v60, but it's the same thing. It's multiplayer on a big ass map. It's 60 of us, 60 of them. It's just multiplayer on a big ass map. I can only do that for so long. And then with extraction shooters, it's the same thing. Yes, you fight other teams, but the thing about extraction shooters is it's just like DMZ. You could do what you needed to do without ever shooting your gun. And for the BR crowd, there's no dopamine in that. Oh, you mean I gotta just get these items and leave and I win? There's no dopamine in that for a lot of people. So like I told Locke, yo, the extraction shooter crowd is not big enough to propel a game to invest development time and money into those modes. Unlike the BR crowd, that's different. The BR crowds, they drive money because it's more people looking to play, even casuals. There's more casuals willing to try a BR than they are willing to try extraction shooters. They'll try it and then they'll realize, it's not really for me. I'm not really getting dopamine out of this, out of just picking up items and extracting. You know, if you look at Warzone statistics, you know, and I said this earlier in the stream, you have people in Warzone that have negative KDs, just, you know, a KD under a 1, right? Whether your KD was 0.5, 0.8, 0.7, but you have players that in Warzone have a 0.7 KD and will still have 200 wins in Warzone. Why? Because there's a different dopamine rush that those players get of winning a battle royale, even if they die most of the time they play. It's just a different positive feeling. See, positive affirmation psychologically is more influential than negative affirmation. So a bad player who dies a lot in Warzone and eventually gets a win, if they just keep trying, they're more motivated to keep playing that game than if they just always lost and got nothing out of it. So that's why Warzone became so popular. Yes, 100% they would compete right now. If disclaimer, if the BR was built off this foundation of like the Firestorm foundation, where you have good gunplay, good movement, vibrant maps, if they build it like this and it's, you know, and it has a casual friendly entry level, it would have, when I tell you 1000%, it would compete with COD. Because we were talking about off the grid. It's that futuristic BR that came out where like everybody has like robotic legs and arms. And you have abilities, right? But what's the problem with off the grid? The problem with off the grid is it has an Apex feel to it. The learning curve is too high. The competition is too high. So the casuals are never going to take to it. Right? And then this is why I said, yo, if X Defiant built a BR, it would that alone would drive a lot of people away from Warzone, because X Defiant already has the different factions. They have great movement, because remember, in COD, what's the first thing every sweat tells you? Movement. I want to be able to move. I want to be able to slide. I want to be able to bunny hop. I want to be able to jump. X Defiant has all that. They have great gunplay. Everybody who played X Defiant said the same thing. Yo, the guns feel great. Just shooting feels great, right? So now imagine if X Defiant just built the big map right now with everything they already have as a foundation. It's casual friendly. You would instantly bring people over. So, and this is why you have to be careful when you build BRs. If your learning curve is too high or too wide, you're gonna lose the bottom 50%, because the bottom 50%, they understand they're not the best players, but you still have to give them a way where they can be competitive. If you don't give that bottom 50 a way to be competitive, they're just not gonna play. And that's the problem Apex has. Yeah, exactly. The movement and the weapons in Apex, that's why the bottom 50% of players who they know, they'll look in the mirror and tell you, yo, I know I'm not a great player. But if the learning curve is so fucking wide, they're just going to be like, yo, this game is just too much for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm just not going to play it. And that's Apex's problem. And you're probably right, Mel. It probably is higher. I'm saying 50 being generous, but it probably is higher. It's probably 75, 80%. If the bottom 80% can't feel like they can eventually compete, they don't have to compete every time they play, but if they don't feel like they can ever compete, they're just not gonna play. And that's what these companies don't understand. And that's why Warzone is fucking up, specifically because they're only listening to the sweats. Movement, fast this, fast that, stim shots, boost. Guys, you're gonna kill off your casuals, and if you kill off your casuals, you're not gonna have a game. And the funny thing is, this is why the top 1% of players in COD, this is why I always say COD players are delusional, because those same 1% of players who want omni movement and a stim boost and this, and we want jetpacks and wall bouncing, what's the first thing they do every goddamn day? VPN, 2-box, reverse boost, queue up with a low rank player. Why? Oh man, I'm tired of playing in sweat lobbies. Hey, you dumb motherfuckers created those sweat lobbies because you kept telling the developers to make the game sweaty. And now you're driving away the casuals. So now you have the 2-box. Now you have the VPN. It's like they created their own hell and they're too naive to see it. Because you can't blame the casuals for the game being sweaty because they're not the sweats. You have to blame your own peers. Everybody in Warzone is VPNing because of your own peers. The casuals aren't the ones asking for stim boosts or any of that shit. So it's just like, this is why I say, like, so many COD players are just delusional, literally delusional. They created their own problems, and now they're like, damn, how do we fix these problems we created? But I'm looking forward to Battlefield or Super Peoples 2025. They said they coming back. Battlefield already made an official announcement. They learned from their mistakes of 2042. They're gonna get rid of all those stupid factions and the medics and the specialists and all that BS. They're gonna get rid of all that. You know, they tried to think outside the box and they went too far outside the box. And the Battlefield players hated that shit. Hazard Zone, they gave it a try. Oh, extraction shooter / BR. It didn't survive because, again, the extraction shooter crowd isn't enough to carry the game. I believe you because I've heard nothing but great things about Hardline. I fully believe you. And that's why I am putting my faith in Battlefield. I'm putting my faith in Battlefield that they're going to create a BR that will definitively tear right at Warzone. And it's going to tell Warzone, like, yo, you guys need to do better now because now it's our turn. You guys have 5 years. You guys have 5 years to become the default number one. But you didn't become the default number one. You just became the default by lack of choice. There's a difference. There's a difference. They're not the best. They're just the default choice because there's nothing else. So I want you to understand that clearly about Warzone. They're not the best. They're just the default because there's lack of choices.
we're gonna play again. Let's do it. Let's see if we can find another one. Lower wait time now. Excellent. Okay, we got another one. That was actually a little bit shorter wait time, I think. 9 out of 60. Can you use the game chat? No, the game chat doesn't seem to work. Hello, sir.
Everyone's mad
You're
playing
regular
COD right
Firestorm
now.
Gamer. Oh, disconnected. Okay, round 2. I don't know why.
For anyone who wants to cook like a pro, do not buy media.
And like I said, a lot of COD players are just playing because it's their job, and I fully understand it. I'm not knocking anybody. I get it. I get it.
Might go to the dome.
That's their
Go to the
content.
edge
They
of
gotta
the
play.
zone,
I get it.
show you guys just how cool the fire effects are. See this thing here? I think that is a bunker where you can go and get a tank.
Look,
But I
they've been
don't
had
know if you
bunkers.
do it solo.
Remember how much we cried for bunkers in COD?
Landing down
Battlefield
there, so
already
just
had
gotta be
bunkers.
wary of that. Oh, doesn't it make you feel all Christmassy?
Look how good this looks, man. How you gonna tell me this game, if they kept developing this for 5 years,
There's one on
you
this
cannot
side,
tell
but
me
if I
that this
go
wouldn't be
with
the better
this,
BR right now, better than Warzone. Of course it
problem
would
with
be.
this, though, is that everyone can hear that awooga, so people know I'm doing this. Okay, there's one done. So I can
Take
get
this
in
game
now.
and keep building on it for
There's
5
something
years, bro.
there.
There's no way Warzone competes.
Do I have to? I'm not sure. Maybe I have to open
Facts.
the door to get this out. I don't remember.
PG hitting you with the nature poetry now.
Yeah, I've got to open the other door. And I remember this, like, oh, careful.
This man almost
Oh,
got
it's
run over by
closing.
his own tank.
There's some loot down here, like a safe or something. Isn't it over there? Wait. Or some of them have safes in. That's the vehicle fuel. Right, we'll do the second one here. And imagine if we could get a full lobby of this. How good would that be? How cool would it be? I think it might just attract cheaters though, and people who want to troll. So I don't know.
I'm telling you, Warzone has been living off luck for the last 5 years. That nobody has really stepped up and tried to like actually give them a run for their money.
Balance these tanks in Firestorm was that there's a driver and a gunner. So in the main game, you can drive and shoot the primary cannon at the same time. But in this, you've got to have a driver and a gunner. But they're not as overpowered and they require a bit of teamwork. And if I wanted to switch to the gun now, I think I press F2. There it
It's
is.
crazy to think, man, that this is 2019.
So that's unacceptable. I'm gonna have a word with you. Come on. I'm trying to explain to my viewers how the tanks work. And you're there.
Look how good the gunplay looks. You don't have all that crazy shake in your face, all that smoke. Look. Look how good that is, man.
That was close. He nearly killed me.
What?
Fair play. Hit me a couple times though with that Panzerfaust. Almost killed me. And he's got a medium armor. Lovely. Now this thing.
Man, you could
started
bookmark
off
this
fuel,
day,
so
man.
I've
If
got a fuel
Battlefield
pump here,
delivers a BR,
and then
man,
fuel it,
it's a wrap for me in COD.
and
I got no reason to be out
I
there.
should be able to drop that from my inventory and free up a space. There it is. That's
I'll
gone.
be a
Okay.
Battlefield content creator, English accent and everything. I'm gonna go get a vocal coach and everything. I'm gonna get the whole English accent,
Interesting.
just like Jack
The tanks
Frags.
handle great too. Very good. Ooh. Boom. And they can
Move to
fly
the
as
EU
well.
and everything.
Wait, if I get
Eating
out
beans
here,
and toast every day for life.
I wanna show you
I'm a
guys
EU
how
Battlefield
the
content creator, bro,
Firestorm
starting next year.
destroys all the buildings as it comes
Quote
through,
me.
'cause It looks so awesome. Hopefully there's no one here. The edge of the storm is right across this ridge.
Y'all can keep doing meta loadout videos, bro. I'm done.
Look at this. Oh
Look
my
at this. Look,
God.
this is 2019, and their Firestorm looks better than the stupid gas circle in Warzone.
It should burn all these buildings down.
Watch.
too.
Look at the destruction. Look at this.
Just
This is
destroys the whole
2019, and they had this, bro. Like, you can't.
starts to turn orange.
Nah. You can't tell me Warzone is the better game, bro. You can't.
This whole building's gonna get it. I mean, props, man. Whoever made these effects, they're so good.
Nah,
When you
bro,
go
look
in
at
it
this.
as well
Look,
like
look,
this,
look.
You do not want to be in it. You can't see a thing. You can't shoot out.
Oh, he's
into
dead.
People. Like I can barely see in front of my face.
Yeah, he's
Look
dead.
at that. Horrifying. They absolutely nailed it. And then the transition from fire to safety.
Look at this, bro. If they were doing this in
There it is.
2019,
I don't know if they ever explained
There's-
it. I think it was some kind of.
there's no shot that 5 years of development and Warzone would have been the #1 BR. No shot, bro. I'll take that bet any day of the week. If Battlefield kept 5 years of development on this, imagine if by the time we got to 2042, it was 2042 with this BR. Bro, what Verdansk, what Warzone, Ain't no one's gonna give a damn about Warzone if Battlefield put 5 years into this.
Weather controlling device. They never expanded on the lore, unfortunately. These little machines are all over the map called Sulis machines, surrounded by a ring of fire.
Look, the movement is good. Graphics.
They're working on Firestorm too. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. It's a real shame that.
Look at
these
this
rifts
map.
didn't
Look how
work
big
either.
this map is too.
Does that run all the way down there like that? Maybe. You can actually hide in them. You can parachute and get in them. No loot though.
Hexlad is the best gift for the every.
Maybe I could climb up there and jump in, but
I've gotten very
out of the
mad.
zone. Imagine if they were moving.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna get the whole accent down and everything.
The Calibri.
Everything.
Would that spawn here? I don't remember any of the spawns. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go loot this and see if I can top my armor back up there. I think I just
gonna be
found a vehicle then.
Beans and toast on stream every day, forever.
Definitely a vehicle there.
That's how we're gonna start every stream.
Rockets, though, unfortunately. What is it? Oh, it's scary, man. The tank. I'm gonna run away.
With
from
some
that.
tea on the side.
zone has brought me towards the lake area here. Halvdella. Huge lake. Hopefully the zone doesn't end up in the water. Maybe it will. That'd be funny. Still need an
Oh,
option.
and they been had water in their
Gun,
games.
LS26.
Remember in Verdansk? If you would touch the water,
Fine.
you'd insta
And it was
die.
Pretty good as well.
Come on.
Oh, a plate. Nice. Okay, we set
Facts,
can I get a
PG.
win?
That would be
I would love
crazy.
to get a win.
Cause they already have the house destruction, so they could probably do it with the ice too.
Nobody camping. Right on the edge though. Oh, the music. Very ominous, isn't it? The fire is coming closer. I'm not sure where that tank went either. That's my main concern right now. The fire
You can
might
hear
be-
everything. You don't gotta worry about audio, nothing.
Here it comes. Let's see. I think I'm safe in here, just about. Oh god.
Oh shit, you can see it getting red. Nah, bro, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, it did. It took half the building. Okay, I've got to get across the water. All right, Leroy Jenkins, let's do it. Roly-poly, go. Quick as possible. Some kind of artillery strike's been called in over there. Anyone hiding under here? No. Is that movement over there, maybe? Oh dear, I have to swim. Can I go under? Oh, I can't
Look at
go
this.
under.
2019 game, Battle Royale. They already had swimming. But when Verdansk came out, we had to wait like 4 years to get water. Come on now.
Forgot you could do that.
Come on now.
Let's die for it.
Don't play with me and tell me that Warzone would have been a better game if both of them had 5 years to develop. This one dropped in 2019 before Warzone dropped. Put 5 years into this and put 5 years into Warzone. As a matter of fact, we already know Warzone. We're 5 years into Warzone. And what is it? Warzone is a disaster right now. No audio, no footsteps. The map looks like shit. Lag spikes, disconnections, dev errors, you name it. Bad hit registration. What up, AP? We already have our proof, PG. We already got our proof, PG, of what each game would be after 5 years, because we got one now after 5 years. It's complete trash.
Bit. Sneaky beaky. Can't see anyone. Gonna run out of oxygen though. No one behind me? Okay. I want to get on dry land really, but there's not much cover up here.
Yeah, that's the problem, AP. Like, I don't want to get put back in the trash game. Leave me out.
Okay. Right, we made it. No hard cover at all, which is not great. What if I can try and get over to that building quickly?
Oh, and PG, so I don't know if you know, but like, they made an official announcement about Battlefield. Like, you know, they understood the mistakes of 2042 and all that, and they verified the BR, and it's gonna be modern. It's gonna be like modern guns, modern soldiers, all that. So it's not gonna be a throwback. It's gonna be all modern, a modern BR.
I do see gunshots over there.
And as a Battlefield player, because I've always played Battlefield 2. As a Battlefield player, I'm telling you right now, if they build a BR off of this foundation, I'm wiping my channel of all COD content. If you see me in the streets and be like, yo, you used to play COD, like, not me. Not me. I didn't play COD. I have no idea what you're talking about.
This might be a good
I'm denying that shit to the grave. I'll be like, I've never played Warzone. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Anyone camping? No. Oh, go over there.
I'm a EU Battlefield player.
Oh, you run out of ammo real quick with that.
Look how quick the movement is. In COD, you would have died right there because you weren't gonna get in through the window. You'd be dead.
Plates as well. Come on.
That ain't me. I have no idea who that is, AP. That could be anybody.
Oh, there's a
This game had movement in 2019, and in 2024, we're still asking COD to let us get through a window.
Oh, that guy doesn't want me there.
2024, and we're still like, damn, I died because I couldn't get through a window.
What happened? I just saw all the loot. Oh dear. Oh, I can hear the tank.
I think Activision just, the ego has driven them, man. It's just ego. They just think they have the better game because no one's competing with them. So they don't have to give us a perfect game. You got to remember, look, the numbers report just came out for BO6. Up 24% in sales, up I forget how many thousand in player count. Bro, they don't have anyone to compete with. So when we keep saying, yo, give us a better game, fix the anti-cheat, they don't have to. We keep giving them our money. We keep playing. We keep streaming content. We keep promoting the game. Why should they give us a better game if we're playing the bad game? We are playing the bad game as it lives today. Why would they give us a better game? We haven't stopped playing. We haven't stopped playing. They keep giving us literal dog shit every day. We eat it, say thank you, and then we be surprised when they give it to us again tomorrow. We keep eating it and we keep saying thank you. Why would they need to fix Warzone? No, clearly the numbers are showing that more people are playing.
Yeah.
Bro, don't even remind me, AP. Don't even remind me. All right? Don't even remind me. I'm going to just grab this random awning that leads to nowhere.
Kids only got 3. I don't want him to see me. Oh, there's the other guy. Just smashed through a window. Hear the footsteps? Right outside, they just...
Look, you can actually hear stuff.
Oh, no, I'm gonna be on
There's
the-
actually audio in this game.
Oh, surely this guy knows I'm here. Oh no, it was an artillery strike. Oh, maybe he put the strike on the tank. Oh dear, I'm in trouble. He's onto me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, okay. Oh, that was the last guy! What happened to the guy in the tank? Maybe the artillery strike got him.
Look at this. Even the end game is better.
Let's go!
Even the end game is better.
GG, Von Kogel. Man, I am so thrilled that I got to play a couple matches today. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. We got the victory! Let's go! Maybe this might be a better time as any if you wanted to play this again. Jump on PC, check it out. This is such a cool Battle Royale game. Just a shame they never supported it, but some awesome features in here. Maybe we'll see them come back at some point. Let me know your thoughts below, guys. Thank you for watching. Drop me a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
That's Jack Frags on YouTube, so check him out. He's a really good content creator. You know, he plays Warzone. He plays a lot of different games, but he's really good. He's really critical of Warzone too. He doesn't, him and the people he plays with, Tactical Brit, all those guys, Westy, they don't hesitate to criticize the game. And I know they're all big Battlefield players as well. So, you know, just realistically, man, like I'm so looking forward to something new, man. Like I'm tired of Warzone. I'm tired of just every year we keep pretending like they're gonna fix the game and they don't. We keep pretending the game's gonna be better and it isn't. We keep pretending, you know, the anti-cheat's gonna work and it gets worse. We keep pretending we're having fun and we're not. We're not having fun. We're not. And that's why I said I get it. If you're a content creator, I understand you have to view things from a different perspective. And that's why I don't blame any content creator, big or small or in between. I don't blame content creators who have to keep playing Warzone, you know, for the audience, for the views, for the content. Like I understand it. It's like a job, right? We, you know, hold on one second. I understand, like, like I said, it's like a job. Most people, most people hate their jobs, right? Or they just don't like that they don't get paid enough. Whatever the case may be, they don't like the travel, the pay, the job itself. But everyone can't just quit on a whim, right? You got to line something else up before you move on, and it's the same thing with content creation. You got players out here I mentioned earlier, like the Bobby Poff situation, where Bobby Poff said, "Hey, I had to pay someone to camo grind my camos and level up my guns because if I play multiplayer, I lose half my audience." Well, COD is his job. He can't afford to lose half his money. So I get him. I fully understand why he feels that he has to pay someone to do these things for him. Um, I said perspective, not sweatspective. Very different. See? Don't forget who you are. Um, I get it why people like Bobby Poff have to feel like they have to do things like that, you know, and almost risk a ban because, you know, is money, right? He can't afford to lose half his audience. I gave Locke the example. Imagine if your job told you, "Hey, I know you work Monday through Fridays, but we need you to work Saturdays, but we're only gonna pay you half your pay on Saturday, but you're gonna do the same amount of work." You're gonna feel some type of way about that. Like, wait, I gotta do the same work for half the pay? That's weird. COD content creators feel the same way. Like, yo, if I go to multiplayer, I'm gonna lose half my audience. Teep, people keep asking him in his chat all the time, "Teep, you gonna play rank?" And what does Teep say every time? Every time I play rank, I lose half my audience. They tell him the same thing. "Yo, Teep, you gonna play in this tournament?" What does he say? Every time I do tournaments, I lose half my audience. So it's a financial decision. They can't afford to just give up half their audience, so they have to keep playing, be it Resurgence, be it Big Map. They have to keep playing these modes that are full of cheaters, that are unstable, that are not optimized, because it's their money, it's their pockets, and I get it. Right now, I'm lucky enough to not be in that situation where I have to play a certain game or a certain mode, you know? So I feel for everybody who has to do it. I feel bad that they have to do it. I feel bad that a lot of people say, like, "Damn, man, I want to play this game, but, you know, are people going to watch me if I play this game?" Like, I see it all the time. I watch a lot of content creators, and every time a new game comes out, I hear them literally asking their chat, "Y'all, will y'all be cool if I played this game?" Like, that's a sad reality, because as a gamer, we all play video games for entertainment. But imagine that you can't play your favorite game, or you can't even try a game because you're afraid the the people that are financially supporting you will just stop if you do something else that you want to do. That's a tough situation to be in. So, like, I fully believe Call of Duty needs competition, real competition. I fully believe we need other battle royales so that people can be able to play different games and still be entertaining for their audiences. You know? Multiplayer ain't it, man. We tried it. We tried it with X Defiant. I remember when Halo dropped a couple years back. You know, the people who grew up on Halo, they went over there and they tried to play it, and it just didn't go anywhere. People tried X Defiant, and again, the same thing, 6v6 over and over and over and over. People started losing viewers, so they had to get it off X Defiant. Yeah, and that's sad, man. That's sad when you realize the thing you love is a business, because it's like, that's not why you got into it. Sometimes it ends up that way, but that's not why you got into it. But then it gets really rough when you don't love it anymore and it's just a business. You know, like that's when it's really, really sad. When you personally have no love for the thing that became the business. Because it'd be different if like, yo, I still love to do this and it's my job. But when you literally don't love it and you have to keep that job, that fucking sucks. That sucks. And that's what a lot of people in the COD world are stuck in. They don't love this game, but they have to play this game. You know? And for me, it's not that I'm wishing for COD to die. Partially. Partially I am. But I explained that earlier in my stream. I just feel like we're at a point in COD where the current iteration of COD has to birth the next iteration of COD. And I used Blackout as an example. Blackout, remember, Blackout had a lot of flaws that birthed Warzone. It wasn't crossplay. If you were on console, you could only play console. If you were on PC, you could only play PC. Well, that's a problem because you want to play with your friend who's on console, and you can't do it. Problem right there, right? So now you calling up your friends. What up, Boom Slayer? Now you calling up your friends. Yo, let's get on Blackout. Oh shit, I'm gonna boot up the the PS4. Oh shit, I'm on PC. What? Oh, we can't play? Fuck. That's it. Now you tearing friendships apart, right? Next, wasn't free to play. So on top of the fact that I can't play with my friends, I gotta pay for it. So now you're limiting me twice. Now I gotta put a financial investment, and I can't even play with my friends. So Blackout learned from that, and that birthed the next iteration, which is Warzone. They said, yo, we gotta make it free to play, and we gotta make it crossplay enabled. Because if we're gonna grow the audience, we can't isolate them. Everybody has to be able to play with each other. So that's why I said the failures. Remember, Blackout was really, 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 really good, but it had obvious failures. But those failures birthed the next iteration. And I think what we're seeing with Warzone is we're at the point where it's time for the next iteration based on the current failures. So yeah, it's going strong on console, but you just proved my point. It's only going strong on console, so it alienates the whole PC crowd, right? So you're limiting your audience growth. So, but again, they learned from that mistake. So they took Alcatraz, rebranded it as Rebirth, and made it crossplay with Warzone. See? One failure birthed the next iteration of success. I just think that's where we're at with Warzone. It's been 5 years. It's not getting better. Shit, we could go on Discord. We could talk about it. So Alcatraz birthed Rebirth. Blackout birthed Warzone. One failure led to the next iteration. It's been 5 years. Warzone is in the worst state it's ever been. Everyone hates the map. The game sucks. You name it. You have all these problems. So to me, I just feel like this is a normal cycle. We're in a normal cycle right now of the failures of Warzone have to birth the next iteration of Warzone. PG, let me see. I think you have my Discord if I'm not mistaken. And if not, I will invite you. Yeah, lobby. Go in lobby. I'm in there now. I think my mic is on in there. Let me make sure. Yo, 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 yo. Hold on, I can't hear you. I think it's my audio settings. Give me 1 second. Sonar. There we go. I got you now. I can hear you now. What's good? What's good? Huh.
And it's crazy. I didn't even know that until you had stated it in your video. But I be feeling like sometimes people, we like as COD players, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but we so irrational. Like if it would have came out before, for sure it would have dominated Warzone. But I think so, like, some people are so stuck in their ways, bro, that they, even if they see that game now, they'll be like, well, it's not what COD is. And like, I'm a firm believer in competition makes things thrive, because if you look at Apple and Samsung, they're always copying off each other, but that's a healthy competition.
Yes.
And it's like what you said about, like, there's no competition. And then it's just COD really hasn't changed. No matter what developer is developing it, it's always around the same thing. And I think that's a good and a bad thing.
I
It's
I
like,
I I agree.
yeah,
I agree because the reason why they don't want to change it much, it goes back to, okay, you mentioned Apple and Samsung.
yeah,
Apple, the iPhone hasn't changed much. Why? Because you want to
no,
keep, let's call them the casuals. You want to keep the casual,
right,
the learning
simplistic,
curve simplistic. You want to be
yeah,
able to transition them to the next iPhone without them having to relearn the iPhone.
right,
And so that's why Apple's like, our phone keeps getting more expensive and we keep selling you the same phone with the same apps with the same features, but y'all keep buying
right,
it. And that plays to your first point of people are just so stubborn that they're just like, I don't want to
right,
change. I don't want to change. I gotta keep getting this same phone. I don't want to change.
right. It's like, what can I do in the smallest way possible, but to get all the benefits? So basically, what can I do to change this game, but not add too much to it to where I'm not losing too much money? But and you said the stats right there. People are still playing it, but I think, again, of what you were saying is nothing competing with it. Fortnite's not the same. If it was a game that was like that, I think they would have competition, because think about it like this: when you get off Warzone, there's no game like that. What, you gonna get on
No,
Fortnite? No.
no,
So
no.
it's like, okay, if I get off Warzone because it's sweaty, I can go to Battlefield BR, and then, and then, like you said as well, the modernized. But I think, again, I don't disagree with nothing that you said, but I think that what COD players now, we so stubborn and we don't give stuff a chance. Even me, I'm I'm like, 2042 came out. I played it. I was like, bro, this isn't it, bro. Like, it just wasn't it. But then what made me see Battlefield in another light is, it was trash at first. Then they started, fixing those updates, but they were
Yeah,
quality of life updates. And I look at that like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was trash.
it wouldn't even play. I remember Cyberpunk. You'd be driving on the road and your car would just
Right,
go into the map and disappear. Like, yeah,
right. Right. And look at what they did. See, I look at that, the perseverance, the resilience, like, to come out and have I'm not gonna say it's trash, but let's just use it for lack of a better word, a trash game, and to flip it upside down and
facts.
actually make it so good to where it's like, wow, this doesn't even feel the same. That's what I look to in development. It's like, bro, can you switch this around? But you did it, and through the course of that, you listen to your community, but look at how you did it, though. And COD isn't going to look. It's statistically proven. Each game they come out, they're always telling you, "Oh, we did better than the last time. The top selling COD." It's always me hearing that, and I will say, because of me playing, bro, I'm 36. I've been playing COD since I was 19, bro. Like, I'm so stuck in that shit that it's like quicksand, and you still trying to get out, but you done for it, but you just steady, your head is afloat. Like, you just
But
so I
that's only because they've never had real competition, like
No,
actual
that's for
real
sure.
competition. There's been other FPS games, there's been other 6v6 games, but nothing has nothing has been on the competition level. And that's why I kept
No.
mentioning Fortnite and Apex, because those are BRs, but they don't compete with COD because they're completely different games.
Yeah,
Fortnite is third person, and off rip you're gonna lose a lot of
yeah,
people just off that. Oh, I don't like third person,
yeah.
right? And then because it looks so cartoony, we live in
Right.
a
It's not a
very
real base
it,
game. Yeah.
we live in a really ego-driven era where now you have all these, you know, the masculinity of a lot of men specifically. I'm not playing Fortnite. That's a kids game because it looks like cartoons,
Yeah.
and it's just like, if you're looking at it from that angle, because
Yeah.
it looks like a cartoon, but again,
But
there's so many different things. Like the third person throws people off, and I can agree to that. Everyone doesn't want to play in third person view.
No, for sure. And what's so smart about the thing I admire about Fortnite, like I play, I don't care who says it, I don't care who hears it. The thing that made them get their foot in the game, and if you want to, I would arguably say this, and quote me if I'm wrong. The collaborations is what steamrolled that shit. When they started collabing with all these different things, I looked at it like, because then COD started to come behind it.
I agree,
They
Boom
didn't
Slayer.
started copying the item shop off of Fortnite now. Like those collaborations were big for him though, because like you see the Travis Scott now, not like that's like no one can get it now, and it's a highly sought after skin. Like
Yeah,
I'm just
and COD saw that because remember COD has always had
yeah, they
bundles,
did
right? But they would do the operator bundles within the game, and
right,
they tried to make them cartoony or something
right,
exotic. Like yesterday they released a shark, but what did we start getting? Nicki Minaj, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
21 Savage.
Oh,
Now they
Snoop
started to see
Dogg,
Snoop Dogg. Now they started to see like, yo, we really gotta get out there with like mainstream, right? Like
yeah,
Fortnite does. We can't just give you a fish operator and call it a day, right? Like we can't just do that anymore.
for real, man, for real.
but that
Like
but that goes to show you the influence of like we got to keep these casuals happy. We have to. There's no other way. We have to keep them happy.
right, but trip this out, not to cut you off. Trip this out. Hardline is what started Heist. That's when Black Ops 4 brought Heist to their game. Battlefield already had that. The thing that I loved about Hardline is there was no negative to it. The gunfights were good. They even had tracers. They had actual real tracers, not that shit you see in Call of Duty. Sorry, I don't mean cuss, but the tracers that actually, because anybody that knows and messes with weapons, the tracers were to guide your shots to make you see where you're shooting at.
Yeah.
And they had that. They had that in Battlefield Hardline. Hardline was so dope because it was the cops and robbers type of thing, but the modes were so refreshing. And this, I'm coming from COD, bro. That game flipped me so upside down. Where I didn't meet none of you guys there, but I had a core of people that I played with, and we would play what search is now. So you would grab the hostage almost, and you would kind of protect the hostage, and you would have to get the hostage out. It was kind of like search, but that game was so invigorating because of it was so different. And this is before all this movement, but I didn't I didn't complain about nothing in that game. The only thing that killed that game on the back end was the cheating started to come, and that's kind of what it was like. Oh, okay, this is kind of questionable. So I mean,
And that's
go
the,
ahead.
and that's the thing. Battlefield has almost always like they've kind of been first to market, and then for some weird reason they stop, and then Activision turns around, and then they do something, and that's why I kept saying, when I was streaming that earlier, I kept saying I was like, yo, they're they're the best by default, not because it's a skill, right? Like if you were to measure this in terms of skill, they're best by default, not because they're actually skillfully better, because no one
Right,
else is trying to make them sweat. Because
right.
look, Firestorm dropped in 2019, and then a year later, lockdowns happened,
29.
right?
Okay.
So in 2020, lockdowns happen. Battlefield decides, yo, we're not gonna support Firestorm for whatever reason. I don't, I'm sure the reason is out there. I don't know what the reason is, but for some reason they decided to stop. So then, what
Mm,
does Call of Duty do? They drop Warzone, Verdansk. Everybody jumps over there. Oh my God, this is the greatest BR ever. But
right.
greatest because no one was directly competing with them.
No,
You
for
see what I'm
sure.
saying? You see what I'm saying? So now Battlefield came out. This was like 3-4 months ago. Dice came out. They made an official announcement. Hey, we want to apologize to the community. We understand the mistakes we made in 2042. We're gonna go back to our roots of Battlefield, and this is an official announcement. We're working on a battle royale.
Mm,
If they were to take all the knowledge they had, like you said, they got the hardline knowledge, they got the Firestorm knowledge. If they take all that and make it in a modern setting, 5 years into Warzone, with all the problems Warzone has, you cannot tell me that Battlefield may actually, and again, we're speaking hypotheticals because they're not out yet.
nah,
But
for
if
real.
but if they build on the foundation that Battlefield and Dice already have, they may legitimately give Warzone a legitimate run for their money. And the way I think that's gonna play into the stubborn content creators is once they see how good the gameplay is. Because again, the reason why nobody leaves Warzone is there's nothing
nothing else.
there's
Yeah.
nothing else. There's nothing else for them to leave to. So it's easy
And
to
it,
just say, "Oh, nah, I'm still playing Warzone because it's the best." But like, what are you gauging the best against? Nothing. There's literally nothing.
right, right. And you know, so crazy as well too. Like PR helps too because you can just literally go into. Everybody knows what the main problems are with COD, and see, Battlefield already has a head up because you don't really know what they're doing. So
Exactly. And they can look
it's
at
like
what they can look at everything broken with Warzone and all the complaints
exactly,
and be like,
exactly.
okay,
Okay,
let's
skill-based
address
matchmaking.
those.
This. Okay, you can't go and build, bro. They like in all on some mold type of stuff, bro. Like I can. There's like you, and this is what's the downfall too. You just said there's nothing else, bro. We can look at just that game alone. Look at Warzone from 2019. Okay, these look at the player base and see. Okay, this is what like people don't understand. Community is a lot, and if you think that community doesn't exist or it's not a real thing or it doesn't change things, look at Fortnite. The moment something is not right, okay, prime example, a emote on Fortnite, it was going fast. The community was so livid about it. What did Epic do? They were like, okay, we're gonna make the emote. It was a song emote. We're gonna get that emote and we're not gonna make it slow. We're gonna make it to its original song. And the community was happy.
Yeah.
Like,
They listen. They listen and reacted. Not just that they listen and reacted. The reaction
right,
part is the key because in COD, listen, we had to beg for a year and a half just to get slide canceling back. A year and a half, bro, to get a mechanic we already had.
right. In 2019, because NW2, look at it. It was
Eh,
gone and they lost people because of that.
They
And
lost
I
people because of
enjoyed
that. They lost people because of
yeah.
that. And it's fine, yeah, because you're gonna have people who they wanted the game slower. And I'm cool with that. But
For sure.
touching on your community angle, it's like, yo, they literally I remember IW responded and they literally was like, hey, we heard the community, but we're gonna continue with our design philosophy. So they basically told the
Right.
community, we don't care how you feel.
No, for real. And they've said that numerous times. We've seen videos, countless videos of like, oh yeah, we're going, and it's always some weird jargon of like FU. And it's even been
Yeah,
in
yeah.
games and Easter eggs, like, oh, we don't even give a damn about what y'all think. So now not only you're taking my kindness for weakness, so now you're getting my money and saying, we don't care what you think. See, that's a
Bro,
problem.
let me explain to you how diabolical Activision and Call of Duty are. So you remember the token issue that we just had where they took away the tokens from multiplayer because they said there
Yup.
was a stability issue? Yo, the very
Mhm.
next day, and Jay got tweeted this, so the tweet is still out there. The very next day, you know how we get free items sometimes in the store? Guess what the free
Yeah.
item was the next day? It was a
What was
2 XP
it?
token.
That's crazy.
That's
That is
diabolical. They literally
that
was like,
is
yo, we're gonna take away your tokens, but here's one token for free. So y'all could shut up.
that's crazy.
I'm telling you, bro, this company is very arrogant, bro. Activision
No, they are.
and with their Call of Duty line, they're very arrogant. And that's the one thing you notice. Every other game, they listen to the community, respond and react, especially the
For
react
sure.
because Apex went through some big problem last season and everybody it was the battle pass. They were going to make the battle
Yeah,
pass like super expensive or something and there was an
yeah.
uproar and within a week, they were like, hey, we made a mistake. We hear you. We're not going to do that. Right?
No, for real. For
Epic
real.
with
It was
Fortnite.
like something was free or
Yeah, it was
something
some
like that.
crazy shit. Yeah. Epic does the
Yeah.
same thing. You just gave an example with the emo. What does Call of Duty do? Hey, we hear you, but this is our philosophy.
They be
That's it.
shafting you, bro. They be
That's it.
shafting. They do not care. And it's blatant. It ain't like this ain't hyperbole. Like it's blatant, bro. You be like, know this. And
Yeah.
it goes back to what you say. And I'm gonna let you go off because I know you got a channel to run, but man, you're
Nah,
doing
nah,
great
it's good.
work. But it's true, bro. Like if we see a game like that, bro, it's gonna be over with because now again, and you brought up a lot of great
Bro,
points. It
MW2 was
goes
terrible.
again,
Boom.
okay, get on Warzone. And I think because we don't know what's going on, they just need to get that one little stun. And once they get, Battlefield gets that stun, I think it's no turning back because again, what we've talked about, they know what to do right because
Yeah,
you can see what Warzone is now. Area 99, I'm not even going into that, bro. Like
and
I see what. Go ahead.
you gotta remember something about a Battlefield in general. Battlefield at its core from the beginning, they already have the thing we complain
Restrict.
about the most, movement.
Right.
Battlefield has always had movement. You know
No,
what I'm
that's
saying?
for sure.
They've always had sliding. They've always had
Yeah.
infinite tag sprint. They've always had clean gunplay. They've always had clean maps. They've always had
Right.
clean audio. So all the things that we fight in COD year after year after year, Battlefield is like, oh, that's our foundation. We don't even got
Yeah,
work
they've
on
already
that.
had that.
That's our
Yeah.
foundation. So we
Yep.
good over here with that.
For sure.
So
Destructive surrounding areas, they always had that. You
yeah,
couldn't hide behind a building, throw
they
a
just blow this shit
rocket
up.
launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be gone. It'd
So
take
that's
one or two, but the third one, bro, for sure, it's out of here.
But that's what I'm saying. So in COD, what do we complain? Damn campers, 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 corner campers. Battlefield is
Nah,
like,
for real.
oh yeah, we have destructible buildings. We've been had that. That's not a new
For
thing
real.
for us. We've been had that. So that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, if Battlefield, and they already said, yo, we listen to the community. Because remember, in 2042 was when they introduced like all the specialist shit, right? So like you had to pick a medic faction, you had to pick a sniper faction. They said, yo, we
sure.
listened. We're reverting that. We're not bringing that forward. We're just gonna go back to the classic. You make your weapon class the way you want it, right? So that's a
Sure.
direct listening and reacting to the community, and it's just like, yo, Dice, like you said, I didn't even think about it from your angle, but Dice has the opportunity to just sit back, look at all the Call of Duty complaints, and be like, yo, guys, if we just fix these things, we got these people.
Bro, they could literally, I'm not saying do this, but they could literally copy and paste and just take all the stuff that we dislike the most. Like, could you imagine? Did you see the uproar that when SBMM was out of Defiant,
Yeah,
X Defiant?
yeah,
Like, bro, did you see it? Like, come on, do you imagine that noise of like, no, SBMM alone isn't in there? That's just one thing. That ain't even like of what the multitude of things of what we're talking about. Could
right.
you imagine that? People will be like, wait a minute. If you mention that off rip, people are going to be interested because that's the one thing every Call of Duty player, I don't care who you are, that's what we try to get away from. No matter what you think about.
Yeah, we just
Like,
want an
bro,
organic experience. Like, I don't want to. We're tired of like. I understand. Hey, I had a good game, but now for the next 14 hours, I gotta play CDL tryhards for the next 14 hours before I get another
seriously,
good game.
seriously.
And it's just like all Battlefield has to do is the same thing and say, hey, we're gonna have SBMM, but SBMM is gonna be more organic. So one game you might get slammed, the next game you might be top 5, the next game top 10, the next game second place. It's gonna be really loose and organic. You know what I'm saying? Just that off that
That's
alone,
cool.
you're gonna have people who are gonna be like, damn, I gotta go try Battlefield.
Not for real. It's all like competition, man. There's nothing wrong with healthy competition. It's
It just
proven.
it just can't be manipulated, and I think we're too deep into pretending like Call of Duty's not manipulated because we
Nah, for
see
real.
we see the shit with the weird hit reg where you'll dump mag somebody, you get hit markers, and they kill you in 2 bullets, and people will be like, oh, that's server desync. I was like, bro, I understand the server desync, but there's no way you're gonna take 40 shots from me, but I'm gonna die in 2 shots from you. Like, how much of a desync are we talking about now?
Yeah. And then that's so consistent. It's not like it's like, come
It
on,
happens
bro.
all the time, bro. Yo,
Yeah,
it happens all
come
the
on.
time where like that's why after a while,
Yeah.
that's why you got all the conspiracies in COD because people are like, yo, we believe there is server desync, but damn, it happens like every other game to some people.
For real.
It starts to feel like it's programmed into the damn game.
I mean, when you see all the patents for the game, man, bro, those patents are maniacal, bro. Like, but what you said is true, man. Like, it's like the hit reg would be so crazy, bro. Like, man, we can go on forever about this, but it's yeah, man. I'm now with that being said and knowing what I know, now it's kind of like, bro, the ball is in your court.
The ball is in their court. The ball is in the court of DICE and Battlefield, and I'm hopeful not because, right, we don't, like you said, we don't know what they're gonna come out with, but at the same time, they're not driving blind, right? Because they've already done this twice, and both
Right.
times they had a really good foundation. And now they can actually build on their existing foundation while listening to the communities that are upset in other games. So if they
Yeah.
integrate those concerns with what they already know how to do, bro, they might have the best BR, at least. I'm not gonna say forever, but it's gonna be the best BR for a couple years until we go through the COD cycle of, okay, COD sucks. Now COD needs to reinvent their wheel like they did from Blackout to Warzone. Now they're in the next iteration. They gotta reinvent their BR wheel.
Right.
Like, that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like, yo, everything we're seeing in COD, it's part of the cycle of failure. The current version of COD needs to fail so that the next version of COD lives.
Yeah. And it really isn't no different from any other Warzone we play.
And you know
It's
what's
kind of
what's ironic, and I know IW gets a lot of hate, but indirectly, IW revitalized COD with Warzone and Verdansk, right? Because this was
yeah,
all IW, right?
yeah,
And next year we get Treyarch again because they're doing like the same thing Sledgehammer did, where MW3 was the follow up to MW2. So we're getting 2 years of Treyarch, and then we're gonna get IW again. So we're gonna be 6 years deep, and it might be time for IW to reinvent the wheel again for Call of Duty.
man. But
So
it goes into what you were saying, like, bro, like, come on, man, it can't just be Call of Duty all the time. Like,
no, and
it's just
I want change, man. I want to be able to, as a gamer first, and as a content creator second. I want to be able to play different things. I don't want to have to get on every day, as I'm sure a lot of these other big content creators, they don't want to have to get on every day and be like, all right, I gotta go play Warzone for 8 hours for my audience, even though it's full of cheaters and it's broken and I'm a dev error 8 times today, but I gotta play this because there's nothing else. Like,
right.
they don't want
And
to live like that.
nah, for real. And then you get into the bag to play the same stuff, and then like it feel like you're not even having fun no more. Like you just doing it because you know the revenue it gets. And I'm not one to speak on it because I don't have that opportunity to do it, or not opportunity. I don't have that situation going on at the moment. But it's like, come on, bro. Y'all be looking like, and then you got all these people that you playing bots, and then they acting like they having fun. No shit, bro. If I was playing bots, I'd be having fun too. But at some point, it's even beyond that. It's like the game is still not. Let's take off all of that. Let's just talk about the like that 2019 of what you showed in your video of Battlefield to what COD is now. It still doesn't equate to that,
No,
and that's
no, it really doesn't.
sad.
That
It's sad. That's
that's
a
the sad part. A 5-year-old
right.
BR that didn't get any support,
Didn't get no
so,
play.
somehow feels and looks better than the BR that's been getting 5 years of support.
For real. That's like Shorty who done been ran through. And then you got this one girl, she didn't look good at all during high school, and she switched up and she came out like I always look like this. This is just school. Like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
We don't
Exactly. It's
want
like
this now.
this has always been me on the weekends. It's just for school. I don't care.
Yeah,
Right? You know what
for
I'm saying?
real.
But you're too
For
stubborn, and
real.
you're just like, damn. But like, I've been with the tired chick for 5 years though. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
for
Like,
real.
you're still, you know the choice is wrong, but you're so, like you said, you're so stubborn that you're just like, damn man. But like, I've known this tired chick like that whole time.
Yeah. It's all I know.
It's
Yeah.
all I
So I
know.
mean,
I'm afraid of change, and it's just like,
for real. No, but man, I appreciate you letting me come on, man. But man, yeah, man. So
I just wanted
I'm
to
gonna
look
get
at
out.
this up. I wanted to look at this objectively. I didn't just want to be like, COD sucks, bring Battlefield. Like, I wanted to look at data and do a comparison of like something they've
Sure.
already done versus what we already have, and be like, yo, what are we really comparing here? Like, let's be honest. Are we just
Right.
comparing feelings, or are we just, is it Stockholm syndrome? We know this game sucks, but we're trying to tell ourselves, you know, eh, you know,
All of the above.
all of the
All the
yeah,
above.
it's all of the
That's
above, and
really what it is.
I'm defending the players here. I'm defending the gamers. You know, like, I'm not against the gamers
Oh, for
because, like I
sure.
said, I understand why people feel like they can't stop playing COD, and I feel bad for them. But I'm a gamer first. I'm a gamer first. I've been playing games since I was a little kid, and
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
thankful that I've been able to, right? And as a
Right.
gamer, I play to have fun first, and then comes everything else. And AP said it earlier. Oh, when your love becomes a business, but it's just like, to me, that's the problem. When I no longer
Hmm.
love gaming, I'm not gonna force myself to game. Then, if I don't love it, why? Why? I'm gonna just find something else I love to do. You know. And I
For
feel like
sure.
I feel like Warzone has us stuck in there, and people keep saying, just to wrap it up, people keep saying, oh man, why don't they listen? Why don't they fix it, bro? This game makes billions of dollars year after year because we don't stop playing it. They don't have a
And
reason to listen.
that's a mic drop right there.
They don't have a reason to listen.
It's a mic
iPhone,
drop. That's it.
iPhone, iPhone ain't gonna make their iPhone cheaper. Why? They're $1 trillion company. They don't have
Trillion
a
dollar. They it's not beneficial to go back.
why. We keep paying them.
Right. There's no come on. So I'm gonna
PG,
pay
if you
you.
were sending me money every month for 5 straight years, why would I want to save you money? You keep sending me the money.
Right. There's no point. There's
You
no
come at
point.
me like, damn, 84, like, bro, it's getting expensive. I'll be like, hey, bro, that money
But
still due.
for real. But what happens if that money stops? Oh, now
And
you want to
that's
say, wait a minute.
and
Wait a
that's
minute.
the
It's like,
trick. And that's the
right.
trick. That's the trick. We're at the rebirth point. No pun intended. We're
Right.
at the point where it's like, yo, Warzone has to suffer so that they have to reinvent themselves and say, yo, we're dropping players, we're dropping sales, we're dropping numbers.
Right. And it's not really hard to do if you think about it. It goes into what we're talking about with another entity coming in here and being like, wait a minute, bro, you thought it was sweet for this long.
Yeah.
So that's a great conversation. This is a great video, bro. I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is a great video. I appreciate you for letting me come on, bro.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. This is
yeah, for
the
sure.
unofficial first episode of the Sweatspective and Sweaty 4 podcast.
Facts, bro. Facts. What?
The unofficial episode 1.
Redacted.
Hey,
For
that
sure,
might be,
man.
yeah, we might call that might be the name of the podcast, bro. The Redacted Podcast.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. We gotta have these conversations, bro. We gotta snap back into reality and stop letting this game chokehold us for so long, bro.
Bro,
'Cause
we're in an abusive relationship and we're like, yo, Warzone chokes me because it
bro,
loves me.
that's like choking me. I'm passed out on the ground. Pick me back up and keep choking me, like, bro. Like, at some point you gotta fight back, or at some point it's like, come on, bro. So
Nah, it's facts.
it's man, and I'm I'm shaking with excitement. So it's like, come on, man, because that's what we need. We
Facts.
need something else, bro. We can't just like it's like a door that's only one way to get in, one way to get out. It's like a liquor store. There's only one way to get in, one way to get out. I'm looking at everything because I know, and that's like it's to the point to where this game has wrecked mentalities, mentals. It's severed so many things, and it's like, bro, come on, man. We really gonna keep on just giving them our money? Like, come on. That just this and you said it, and I'll leave it at that. We're gamers first, and we need to remember that. There's no game that should be choke holding us to one game. That's crazy, bro.
I firmly believe it, and I'm glad AP said it. When your love becomes a business, but that's such a that's a polarizing phrase because if you lose the love of something, what's
You
keeping you doing it?
right, because now you're not in love with it anymore. But
You know,
you still trying to, go ahead.
no, no, that's it. I was just gonna say the same thing. It's just like, why are
Yeah,
you still doing it? Why are you still doing it?
man, telling you, bro, it's you got to wake up at some point where you feel like, man, I'm tired of this manipulation. I'm tired of,
I'm right there with you, but yeah, I'm a
for
I'm a
sure,
wrap
man.
there, PG. I super appreciate you jumping on this
For sure,
conversation.
man. Anytime,
Um,
bro. We need to have these, bro. We need to.
and for everybody in the chat, I'll put my Discord in there. Or on the next one, I'll put my Discord link, and anybody whoever wants to join in on the conversation in real time, by all means. I like to have real conversations based on real people's opinions and emotions and feelings. I don't want to sugarcoat things the way I see too many people do online for, You know, it's the soft criticisms of Call of Duty because they don't want to lose that next invite. So they're like, the game is bad, but it's so good. It's just like, don't soften the blow. Tell them how you really feel.
For real.
You know, so it's just like I like to have real conversation. I'm a COD boy. I've been playing COD, you know, literally my whole life because COD came out while I was alive. I've been playing COD my whole life, but it doesn't absolve them from my criticisms. It does. No one is, and me too. If,
Mhm.
you can criticize me if you disagree with something. Let's have a conversation about it. I'm not here to be right and you're wrong. I could be wrong too. I could be wrong about half of what I said, everything I said. I could be wrong about
Right.
all of it. But let's have a conversation about it, you know?
Straight up. It's about like we can agree to disagree, but we can still have that mutual respect to be like, you know what? Because you said some things in the video. I was like, oh damn, I didn't, and that's the enlightening moment. So
Yeah, I
just
mean,
having a conversation, like you said.
yeah, we gotta be able to talk about things and disagree. And like I said, I'm a data driven person, so if I'm gonna argue something, I'm gonna use whatever data I have available and say this is why I'm saying this. And if you
For sure.
disagree, give me your angle, and you know we'll see who's right, who's wrong, or maybe it's just opinion based. Um, but that's it, man. I'm open to conversation. I will not argue about being a better sniper than Locke. I am a better sniper. There's no conversation to be had. I am better. He is not. That's not a conversation to be had.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man.
That's crazy.
I think the redacted podcast is gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
I think
That's
it's
all you
gonna
need to
happen.
say. No more. No more need to be said.
So I appreciate everybody. Thank you for watching me play zombies at first and then go on my rant and then that led to everything else. But I appreciate everybody's time and there'll be more. There'll be more. We'll leave it at that. And PG, go follow PG. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat has a channel. Go follow each other. Support. Always support each other, man. Um, you know, because that's how we're gonna grow as a community. We all gotta support each other. So that's all I got, guys.
For sure.
All right.